What's up, guys? Long time no see, and what a better comeback than a Q&A video. So sit back, relax, and take notes and enjoy. So let's get straight to the point. We are starting with the Instagram questions from yesterday. And the first question is from Sergey Zabuayev. The best exercise for top row. Then we're not starting good. Well, I do believe that top row is very complex style, and the best exercise for me, it's a compound of few exercises like a superset. I would do like one set of pull-ups, free weight with rope for the pronation, and I would end up with biceps hammer curls over the shoulder or some bands exercise. For me, that works best for the top row. Second question, Emir Seyfedin. Shout out to Emir, Bulgarian power, strongest middleweight in Germany right now. Which exercise for rotation works best for you? Well, you have to ask Engin about this, he's the master of the pronation. But for me, for all these years, I've always done the free weight with the rope. It worked always the same. For me, this works the best. And you 05, please make more workout videos. I will do. Next question. I noticed that I have same style of hook like you. You're a lucky guy. What are your favorite exercises to straighten it? Well, I'm a natural, what can I say? But how I straighten my hook, I would say the best for me is curling with a rolling handle and a fat grip. Also, a cone grip works really good. Yonjin, hi bro, my question, how to stay in the best condition before competition? Very good question. Every time I have a big competition, I take 8 up to 10 days, but I never do complete rest. I would start the first days with light trainings with just resistance bands. I will work on all the moves. I will make the blood flow to improve recovery, to keep my body in good condition. So I would say the first few days I will do the bands, I will rest one day, then I will go with the bands again, and I will go just 30% for the last few days, just to keep the condition on the body and to feel better at the competition. What is the most important muscle in arm wrestling in your opinion? Lavini is asking. Well, I would say it's your heart. But the back is pretty dope muscle as well. I think if you have a good hand control, the back is playing the most important part. Doesn't matter if you're top rolling or hooking. I think the back beats all of the muscles. Prove me wrong. Write down in the comments, I don't know. Darasign Handa. How do you manage elbow and wrist issues training for hook? Well, I faced many wrist issues. My elbows were exploding many times, and I would say like complete rest never works. If I have a serious problem in the elbow or the wrist, I would take like few weeks, and I will do up to 3 light routines every day with the bands, resistant bands and some handles, but I would work out up to 50-60%, and I would do it like a pyramid, increasing and lowering the weight, so I could make the blood flow in the joints or the wrist better, so I could improve recovery. Also, supplements intake, it's very important when you have trauma like this, but you never take complete rest. That's my best advice. You need to always attack the spot where it hurts, so you could improve the blood flow there. Next question, Josh is asking, what are the best tips to get rid of tennis elbow pain? Well, I just said it. I have also one more tip for you. You can use some type of cloth, and you need to render some ginger in it and apply it on the spot. Believe me, it will not burn your spot. It will ease the pain. It will not help you 100%, but it will ease the pain. Also, the resistant bands workouts, just buy the bands and do it 2-3 times a day, up to 30 minutes with some stretching. This works best for me. So, Vlad is asking, how to build that wow strong hook you have? Well, I've lost most of my matches in hook, so this wow is not so strong, so I would say a lot of practice. If you want to build tennis style, you need a lot of practice and tons of reps. I'm not a big fan of lifting heavy, and I keep with the tons of reps and a lot of curls, a lot of movements. This works best for me. Next one, from Yura. Do you training static pronation, and if you do, how? Well, I like to attack my pronation with few exercises at the same time, like a superset. I'm a big fan of supersets. And the static pronation exercise I do is with free weight, with a rope. I pronate my hand and I just do the curls. I will put some videos as well so you can get better understanding of it. The Barry Alexander is asking, my hook is failing. How do I learn the Bulgarian hook? It's okay if it's a secret. Well, it's not a secret. To be honest, I've had a good basis, so I would say up to 3 practices a day. This is the Bulgarian style. Every day, 3 times a day on the table. No secret at all. We have a Bulgarian question from Nakov. I will translate it for you. What is the best way to practice with a sparring partner? 2 times a week, is it enough? Well, I would say it's enough if you're side hustling really bad. Like, you need to keep up with at least 2 exercises a day, 2 workouts a day. I would do like light routine in the morning and gym session in the evening. I would stick to the basic movements of arm wrestling. And yes, I do believe 2 practices a week is enough. Right now I'm doing no more than 2 practices a week, but I will level up soon. But if you want to improve, you need to level up at some point. Levi is asking, the best exercise to improve back pressure, static and dynamic. Well, I would say a pulley system here works the best. You just take the rope and you apply the back pressure. Like if I do a superset, like I said, I like to do a lot of supersets, I would use a V handle and I would do some back pulls, and then I will make single hand with the rope. Like dynamic is a full movement and static, I understand, is just working with the angle. So if you apply these 2 exercises in a superset, I think this is the best way to make the static and the dynamic movement. Red line arm wrestling. I like the name. Tips on setting the hook from the goal, hand, body, leg placement. Oh. Well, about this I can write a whole book, but I will give you a tip I learned from my very first competition since I was a junior. Between the ready and the goal there is a really small gap where you just curl a little bit your hook. Works the best every time. But if you want to win the match, you need to press really good the center. Like I don't even apply so much hand control, but I place the elbow from front of my body. I keep the angles. This angle is very important, and this angle here. And just curl before the goal. That's the secret. And for the leg placement, I would place my feet on the opposite direction I'm pulling. So that means if I'm pulling right hand, I would place my right leg on the right leg of the table. Then I will rotate my whole body. The operator is telling me I'm saying too much. How much important is the elbow position on the pad in the setup? Well, as I said, the elbow positioning is really important. If you take the center, or if you would stop the match in higher position. Like you can't stop the match in higher position, or you can't take the center if your elbow is far from your body or is not centered good on the pad, and if you're not using your pec to apply the good side pressure. So I would say it's too much important. Ray is asking, favorite side pressure exercise? I would say first is arm wrestling. Nothing improves your side press more than practice, but if I don't have a sparring partner, I would use a rolling handle, resistance band or pulley system, and I will go full movement. I will open the hand and I will apply the side with my pec. Nakov again is asking, best top row exercise? Arm wrestling. If you don't have a sparring partner, I would use resistant bands. I would roll the band over my hand, use a fat grip, and do the top row movement from down below, from front. This works best for me, and for me this is the closest to a top row. One more question from Nakov. As a beginner, should I be concentrated on the style that I'm the strongest, or train every single style? Well, my advice for a beginner is take your time, don't rush in, explore arm wrestling, find your finest, work on every of your weakness, and be complex. If you want to improve your style, and if you want to be a single style puller, there's nothing wrong with it. But learn this, you always need something in your sleeve, like a backup plan. Mindaugas iron arms. If you only had 30 minutes of your day, what 4 exercises you would do for hook every day? Amazing question. For the past few weeks, I'm working out exactly 30 minutes a day, few times a day. Well, if I had only 30 minutes, 4 exercises, I would use the rolling handle, like the cone handle or the rolling handle with a fat grip. And I would say side pressure moving from the side, and as well from the front, like moving the hand to the shoulder, that's 2. Wrist curls, for me, wrist curls are part of hook as well. And pull-ups, I would do pull-ups. I believe this is a very complex exercise, and you can add up also some pronation with free weight. Stopped with darkness. Really dark name, my friend. Hook setup tips against cheating top rollers. I don't know a top roller who is not cheating. If you know someone, write down in the comments. So you need a tip against a typical top roller. As I said, press the center really good and curl the hand before he does, otherwise you lose the hand. And always fight for the hand. Never let him apply pressure on your fingers. How to heal golfer's elbow. Ask Tiger Woods. But as I said, I would apply some rendered ginger on the elbow. Also, I would make 2-3 times a day warming up, exercising, just to improve the blood flow and the conditioning. And of course some stretching. Robert is asking, can you explain how to arm back pressure at the table? I simply cannot activate it. Well, like to fully activate your back pressure against a strong opponent, first of all, you need really strong hand. If you can't maintain good control on the hand, you can't fully use your back pressure. Like the back pressure comes with the curl. Like, doesn't matter if you're top rolling, it's a full movement, or you're hooking. You need first to apply good hand control, and then comes the back. If you have weak back, make sure you start making those pull-ups, those supersets, as I said, or just DM me I'm making really good arm wrestling programs for a cheap price. Alan, Phelan who? Knock knock. Who's there? Best exercise for arm wrestling you can do at home if you don't have a pulley. Well, I don't have a pulley at home, but I digged some holes in my wall. I put a hook, and there I put with a cabin the resistance bands. So that's improvised pulley system. But if you don't have a pulley, just buy the resistance bands. You can put them, you can hang them anywhere you want at home. But be careful not to stretch them too much, because those bastards breaks and hit you really hard. So this was the last question from Instagram. Let's go to Facebook. And the first question is from Andre Saint Germain. Shout out to my friend from Canada. I need a better wrist, help me. I need a better wrist too. But in my personal opinion, wrist strengthens with tons of reps. Like when I always lifted heavy weights for the wrist, it didn't improve as much as I did tons of reps and I used fat grips in my pull-ups exercises or rolling with a handle. Stick with the fat grips. So to strengthen your wrist, you need to go to sleep and wake up with the fat grips. Do you need arm wrestling tips, was my question. Herman Stevens, not right now. My favorite. Maybe next time, my friend. So, and the last one is from Luke Mercia, the brother of Kirsten, the prodigy Mercia. He wants a tip that sounds like, I wanna defeat Levan. How to do that? Well, my friend, the first step is buy the pay-per-view for King of the Table tomorrow, watch the event. If Hermes can do it, the best way for you to defeating Levan is just work with your brother and make the tattoo of you defeating Levan. Shout out to Prodigy Tattoo Studio in Malta. You're the best guys. This is the best way to defeat Levan. So that was the last question. Thank you guys for your attention. Thank you for tuning in. And see you next time.